So this video is going to be on geometric sequences, the formulas that we use for them, and how we write the formula. So here's the formula that we're going to use. We're going to use the common ratio raised to the n power, that's the number term, and then times x sub 0, which means the 0th term. So you're going to have to find the 0th term of each sequence to write the formula. So if this is our first example and the sequence is 3, 9, 27, we have to figure out what is being multiplied or what the ratio is between terms. So between 3 and 9, I could multiply by 3, and I can also multiply 9 times 3 to get 27. So our common ratio, R, is going to be 3, and now we're going to write the formula. So if from 3 to 9 I multiplied by 3, to go backwards to get the 0th term, I would then have to divide 3 by 3. So the 0th term, so x sub 0, would equal 1. Now we can fill in the formula. So when we fill in the formula, we have x sub n, so we have the sequence equals the 0th term, which is 1 in this case, times the common ratio of 3 to the nth power. So we can just simplify that and write 3 to the nth power. So 3, and then if we find the sequence to make sure it works, we have 3. The first term would make it 3 to the first, which is 3. The second term would be 3 to the second, which is 9. The third term would be 3 to the third, which equals 27. So the formula, the explicit formula that we came up with does work. X sub n equals 3 to the nth power. All right, let's take a look at this one. We need the 0th term, and we need the common ratio. So negative 2 times 2 would give me negative 4. Negative 4 times 2 would give me negative 8. So it looks like our common ratio is going to be 2. And our 0th power, or our 0th term, not power, is going to be, so the 0 term would be negative 1, because negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So now let's write the formula. So we have the 0th term times the common ratio of 2 to the n power. So I'm going to go ahead and write this as negative 2 to the nth power and get rid of the 1. We could actually put parentheses in here to make sure the answer comes out negative. All right, so this one might be a little tricky because we're moving from higher numbers to lower numbers. It's still a geometric sequence because the ratio between the pairs of numbers is the same each time. So you're going to say, well, I know you divide by 5, but how do you write that as multiplication? So this is going to be multiplying by 1/5. So our common ratio is 1/5. Now what is our 0th term? Our 0 term is 625 times our common ratio, 1/5 to the n power. That would be our explicit equation. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. Make sure you come up with the ratio and that you come up with the 0 term. So what you should have found was the 0 term is negative 1,875. The common ratio is 1/5. Each term after the previous is 1/5 of the previous term. So now let's write the explicit formula. So the formula should be negative 1,875 times 1/5 to the n power. Please complete the practice worksheet on arithmetic and geometric sequences.